Hello everybody, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, for this beautiful, gorgeous Tuesday, I have for you video 8 for a winter build of my Heller 1/100 scale HMS Victory. The gallant victor of the Battle of Trafalgar. Okay, I've got the weather deck. Excuse me guys. Starting this weather out here, sometimes the guy's cutting, he's pulling weeds over here or something. You can smell that pollen, makes you, kind of gags your throat a little bit, makes you cough. But anyway, what I was saying, boy, I hate coughing like that when I'm online. Please excuse me. Okay, back to the Victory, of course. I've got the spar deck glued, not the spar deck, but the weather deck. The main deck, all glued on there. I use 5-minute epoxy on there. And I tape the hull real tight together, let it dry for about 15 minutes. That stuff hardened. Move the tape. Perfect. I think it's sealed tight. But yet, I can't stress any more than I have to, like every video, it probably will be from now on. Just got to take very, very gentle care. Don't bounce this thing around and don't grasp the hull. Because like I say, you got all those cannons there, fellas. And you don't stop and think when you grab things. You just move it around to paint, move it around to shift, move it around to do this, to do that during your construction phase. You got a habit of grabbing the hull, you push those cannons in, they get stuck in that, and they go right back in that darn gun deck material. You'll never get them out. You can shake all you want to, you'll never get them. Forget about it. So you got to be very, very careful. Okay. Along with the weather deck, I got the fife rails. I got the Charlie Noble, which is known as the galley stack. I got that installed. I got the remainder of the 12-pounders on top of the deck. They had to have been epoxied to the deck itself. Before I go any further to the bowsprit and preparations of the bob stays, of the bowsprit and other rigging, the poop deck's got to be installed along with the side structures of the officers' cabins and stuff aft, which is painted and primed by using a mixture of M2, which is white and just a dabble of green to give you that greenish white look, because that's about what they were. And once those officers' superstructure walls are completely assembled and everything like that, then I'm going to start working on the helm and get that all prepared and done, ready for installation. Once that's all installed, then the fun part comes in, guys, is you got to put the bowsprit on there and you got to start rigging all your blocks, and that comes in later chapters. So, like I say, those instructions are they're very easy to follow. All you gotta do is kind of, like I say, I said this in the last video, before you attack this model, I highly suggest just take those instructions out and just go through them. No matter how many times you have to read them to get bored, because they're gonna save you a lot of this, and a lot of aggravation, and everything else. The way they're formatted, they're different, opposed to your normal domestic type models, but they're exclusive, and they're there. You just got to realize you see this here. You got assembly in your rigging sequence. You got the E assemblies, which is all your standing rigging, and that's got to be completely. Go back a couple of chapters later and see how they're fixed. And so it's very easy. And before you do all that, always prime those blocks and paint them. Paint them like a wood color or a light tan color. And be sure to prime them first, because they're all molded in black plastic. So you want to make sure you get your primer on there. So everything on this model has been primed. Everything, all been primed before I apply any paint to it at all. But you'd be surprised. I've seen some guys on YouTube out there paint models, Hell, they don't even prime their models. They just pre-shade away, paint the whole thing this way, that way. They come out very good, but primer acts like a good base, a good base for your final painting, for your final finish. So it's very essential. No matter if you're working with wood or plastic, you got to have primer on there, guys. See? Primer is very wonderful to use. If you use it to your advantage, like the way it's supposed to be. Okay, without further ado, we're going to take this camera here. We're going to swing it to starboard, and we're going to take a look at the mighty HMS Victory. And we're going to zoom in just a tad here, guys. Just a tad. You can see all those rigging lines right here. Since I got this new camera right here, you can be able to see clearly what I'm talking about. These got to be pre-rigged before this deck goes on. And what this does here, as you can see, when it's tight, you can see how it pulls the yards. These yards are pulled in from the inside. You get your seaming down below here, and they pull the lines and they can pull in and seize up the chalk. Right in here, as we zoom in a little closer, you can see I made those rope coils in there. Deck was given several coats of wash. I use oil washes on this. I don't like them too dark. Now, by looking at here, certain planks have different shades and shades of the planking. As you can see here in this camera, you can see how they are. See what I'm saying, fellas? You see the different shades on there? Same thing was applied on the spar deck. As we go aft, you can see the 12 pounder, you can see those rope coils made. I got to add some liquid cement on there so that rope will sag. Because once these ropes here, coils here, fellas, once they're affixed to the chocks, your cleats or fife rails, if you take this here, this right here, which I almost knocked over, this thin cement right here, your Tamiya, and you saturate that coil will droop down like a wet diaper and gradually do the rest, and it'll stay hard. And also, if you want to do it another way, is make yourself a jig for all that. So proof deck hasn't been glued on yet. It'll pop off because I got to put superstructure bulkheads back through, not bulkheads, but superstructure, officer superstructure walls through there, and the helm's got to be in there, skylight's got to be in there. You got to have a fife rail back there, and of course you see it's all painted back there like it's supposed to. There's all ochre paint here, guys, not yellow, all ochre. Now if I'd known that on true colors on the video I seen of the HMS Victory, I could add a dabble of white in there and really make it look nice. But this ochre by Humbrels is pretty close enough for me. I like it. It works good. So it's not yellow, boys. It's ochre. It's kosher. I don't know if it's the color of the ochre in Nelson's eyes, but I think he'll say close enough. And with a cigar. So be sure to add all your lines, guys. I can't stress this anymore. We have Mr. Alex of Alex Modeling, a very wonderful modeler and a very wonderful man, and from Portugal. He does very, very fine work. I highly suggest for everybody to take a look at his videos. This man does a wonderful job, and he has a heart for modeling, and he's like me. He loves his models, and after he toils all day long doing his job, he likes to go home and work on these things. So, Alex, I know you're working on your Victory, sir. Well, good, old buddy. Before you do anything, make sure you got your rigging lines, your vein racing lines. for your lower yards. Make sure they're installed before you put your deck on, or you're going to run into problems. So I've been on this thing pretty much every day now for about over 2 weeks. About 3 weeks now I've been on this thing. And so it'll take you about 3 weeks to get to this point of construction on this thing. That's if you work every day, working 3-4 hours a day on it. So this should, that's how long it takes. Something like this, I've seen some of these videos. I know they've been edited and formatted and really, you know, going through the motions of building the model real quick, but no one builds that fast. It's all done by electronics, but there are fast builders out there. And something like this you can't get fast on. The kit's expensive enough. Number two, it's a museum piece. And it will not come out any better than the guy who's building it. It's like any model. The Victory don't mean nothing. Any model you got is the same, principles the same. You got to take your time. The more you take your time, the better the model is going to be. Really, guys, truly. I spend almost off and on 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day. When I'm not off work, when I'm pilling on a model or working on something, or working on this, I'll stop, put it down, take a rest, take a break, go get my favorite beverage, of course, A&W root beer, which I love very much. The only thing I'm missing out of this root beer is jelly beans. I like those jelly beans. And sit back and look at your work. And always gawk over it. Look at it. You got to look at it at a critic's point of view. Because critics like to nitpick and pick out mistakes and stuff and errors. And it's hard for them to keep it to themselves, but I think they do that for more or less for constructional, what do you call that, criticism. And really, construction criticism is the best there is. A lot of people take offense to it, but it's actually helpful criticism. And it should be hated. And guess what? You never get criticized no more. It all goes with time, skill, and your modeling abilities. So anyway, those that got this in your stash, build it. It's a wonderful kit. It's a 3-4 month project. If you work on it every day, if you take your time on it, piddle here, piddle there, and still keep the interest in mind, a model like this will take you up to a year to 2 years to build. That's if you're building this and building that and come back and piddle into this a while and go back in there. Because like I say, all the time you're building other models, it can be spent on this and get it done quicker. But it's like anything, guys. We all got models under our belts, and we get kind of bored building one thing for a long time. And when something's drying, you go to another and build that, and pretty soon you got another one you got to start finishing up on. And you come back and work on this. But like I say, guys, I'm not going to bail out of this thing here. I mean, I got this thing started. I got nothing better to do in the wintertime in this trailer here. Just go ahead and work on this HMS Victory and make videos. Now right now I got to go back over. I got some black, nice beautiful paint. It's called Deca Art paint. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's satin black, and I've used this plenty of times. This is darn good black paint. They got these at Hobby Lobby, a whole range of these things, different colors. Believe it or not, it's cheap. I got 3 or 4 bottles of these things for about $3 because they had a clearance sale. So what the hell? I went and gave this a try. It works very well. I also used the same color, which is like a dark, like a red color. I used that on Norse Glove, and also I think I used it on my other one too. I had no, just Norse Glove. Norse Glove was too big to put the building here. If I built the Norse Glove in here, that thing could touch these airplanes hanging out from the ceiling from the mast. It's a very big model, and that will be done when I get my house next year. But right now, I'm going to remain in this trailer and get things prepared in order and let this winter go by so I can be able to do some house hunting next year. And I guarantee you, guys, I'll have a nice home. It'll be like it was before. Right now, I try to make everything I can to make it comfortable for me to do it. So no matter how big I build, like I say, guys, I can build these things. No matter how big they are, it don't matter with me. But the thing about it is you got no place to put them after that. So what happens? Right back to storage. In a case of this, it don't go to storage. It goes right over there, right behind my my camera over here. Right behind my computer. There's a lot of space back there. I pull this table back about 3 or 4 inches, and that'll allow me more than enough room to put my Victory back there. Because I got a small end table to fit back there very nice, and that Victory will sit there. And it'll be out of harm's way. That's what I wanted. I can't put it over here. I'm doing good. Put that big old, put my Isabella on top of that little knick-knack right there. So you can tell old Frankie Day's got a lot of stuff hanging up there. All my models and things. And I got my models all over the place hanging up there. And I enjoy them. Love them. I got my Coronado flying way over here. It's flying here. So I got it sort of like Frankie Day land here. Got all my airplanes behind me, my small 1/72 scale ones. My first trailer builds I did. So far in this trailer, fellas, I've knocked out, oh man, Lord, how many models have I built here so far? And building. I got 1. I got Lancaster 2. Victory 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I built exactly 14 models within almost 3 months living in this trailer. So I've been doing some work back here building these things. And I like my airplanes hanging out here. This is me right here. This is Frankie Day stuff here. This is all of us wonderful models, model makers and builders. Here's my beautiful Hellcat right there. That's my Flying Leatherneck right there. That's my John Wayne Special. Robert Ryan of the Flying Leathernecks. And it came out pretty good. It painted just like the way they're supposed to be painted. There's a big face right there. Don't need to be shown. That's good enough right there. Good enough where I come from. They sure don't breed them for beauty. Just kidding, fellas. Just kidding. Okay, that's about the conclusion of video 8 for my Heller HMS Victory. Like this video, grab your chairs, grab a snack, grab your beverages. And I got the final reveal for the Tamiya 1/350 scale finish up build of the HMS King George V. I spent about 7 hours last night to finish that up. It's done. Less photo etch parts. They haven't came in yet. They should be in by tomorrow. They come in tomorrow. I'll put them on. I'll post a later video on the King George V with the photo etch parts on it. But as of now, SOB out of the box, buddy. That's how it went down. Okay, so far the HMS Victory's SOB, straight out of the box. I had no aftermarket parts. There's aftermarket parts for it too, guys. There's wooden decks for this kit. There's photo etch. Alex has got the big deal going on. I mean, with that, he's got stuff I didn't know they made for the Victory. Of course, when I bought my first one I had, that stuff wasn't even envisioned. But he's got the wooden decks for it. He's got photo etch parts for it. I like those photo etch parts. They're inside of like a soft jacket, laying on cardboard with clear plastic wrapping over it to protect it. You know, and it's like a booklet form. Flip it over. You take this one sheet, take your parts out, put it back. It's pretty nice. I like the way it's organized. That's pretty nice. So be sure to inquire on that too if you're not satisfied with what you get out of the box. But the only thing that's not getting out of the box in this kit is going to be out of Frankie's hands. It's called wooden dowel. So I got a whole bunch of wooden dowel over here behind me. I took out of storage. I'm going to need that. I got to whittle me some yards, to whittle me some mast and everything else. I'll keep the main plastic ones at the base of the main mast. They're strong. They ain't going nowhere. I can trust that. But it's just the top mast going up. They get really bowy, and then they'll snap on you if you ain't careful. Especially them yards. So they got to be replaced with. It takes time consuming, but it's worth it. You have a strong model. Okay, that's about the conclusion of video 8 for the Heller 1/100 scale winter build of the HMS Victory. Alex, get yours going, buddy. I want to see how much progress that you've got going on yours. And like I say, buddy, you know, with my builds, I can help you out a lot on it if you get stumped because I've built this thing before. I know the ins and outs of this kit from blindfolded. This is coming out pretty much like the other one I had. And so, if you run into any problems, let me know and I'll bail you out. So, like I say, be sure to put those lower yard bracing lines on there. Because they're on the instructions, you'll see them on there. And, but like I say, you got to have those rigger yards out and things. Also, the kit gives you a jig for your rat lines too, which is a very nice, excellent. Because I remember that I used that jig last time. It worked out very nice. And there's a lot more clarity in rigging that jig than the Airfix one they give you. Okay, this is about the conclusion of video 8. I'd like to have everybody have a wonderful, blessed day. It's very beautiful outside. God gave us a wonderful day today. And today's election day, so be sure to go out there and vote who you want to vote for. And I know who I'll vote for. I think most of us model builders are voting for the same guy. I like my country. I love you guys too. Who wants to live in a third world cesspool? Not me. So that's why I'm voting for this guy to prevent that from happening. Okay, so vote wisely and be careful out there, guys. Like I say, it's going to get scary after. It don't matter who wins, who gets in there. It's going to go beyond fisticuffs. I know this. You got a lot of people out there been misguided by the teachings of the school system and the college professors, and they're teaching them nothing but a bunch of rubbish. And they're going to pay with their lives for them to be able to learn it. So, be careful out there and vote wisely, guys. Make mama happy. Take care of your little ones. Take care of yourselves. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely. When you're out doing your business, going to work, beware of your surroundings. Get yourself a kit. Take care of the family. Build a model. It's getting cold. Winter's starting to get here. It ain't going to be too much longer. We're going to have snowball time. So, that'll be it for video number 8. Stay tuned for videos number 6, the final reveal for my trumpeter finish up build. Tamiya. HMS King George V. Coming your way, boys. This is Frankie Day signing off of Frankie Day Models. God bless you guys. You guys take care of yourselves. I love you, fellas. And thank you very much for our new subscribers. Thank you very much for your candor. And thank you very much for your wonderful, warm comments. I'm very, very honored each one of you. And God bless you all. We'll catch you on the next video. Stay posted for it, fellas. I'll have some pictures on Facebook coming your way, too. Bye, boys. Frankie Day signing off.